don't be afraid to ask people for advice. I'm just out for a walk here in this street near my house. It's a lot of nice houses. I like to go for a walk to get a bit inspiration of sort of where I'd like to live one day, and it sort of got me thinking. There's a story a few months ago where I was walking up this very street, and there's a guy in one of the front gardens of one of the houses that I really like the look of, and I sort of just was walking past. He was doing some gardening, and I basically just went up and said hello to him, and I was like, "Oh, sorry to bother you, but I really like your house. Like I walk down the street all the time, and yeah, you have a very beautiful home. So just wanted to say hi." And he was really nice. He was like, "Oh yeah, thanks so much for stopping by." We had a good chat, and sort of just after about 5 minutes, I basically just asked him for some advice. I was like, "Look, I'd love to live somewhere like this one day, like in the sort of house you're in. So, just do you have any advice for me? Like, how can I one day sort of get to where you're at?" And yeah, he gave me some great advice. He basically said, like, "Look, if you want to live somewhere like this, like you basically have to own your own business. Like, you're never going to live in a house like this if you work for someone else." And then the second part of the advice he gave was, even though you should obviously want to start your own business eventually, it's okay to work for other people initially, because obviously you have to find your feet and start somewhere. But just when you are working for other people, like, just always keep that mindset of a business owner. Like, ask yourself, like, if this was your business, like, would you do anything differently? Would you be running the business in a different way? So yeah, it's just really good advice, and it all came about just because I was sort of not afraid to just ask for some advice, and it would have been so easy for me to sort of walk past him and not say anything, because you sort of tell yourself all these stories of like, oh, he doesn't want to be interrupted, like he'll get angry or whatever the case may be. But reality is, like, people love giving advice. Like, if people actually are happy and it makes them happy to share their knowledge and what they've learned with you, and people want to be asked, like, for advice. So I'd sort of say, like, regardless of who it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a random person on the street in their front garden, but if there's someone you admire and you want to learn about what they've done, definitely don't be afraid to ask for advice, because 99% of the time people will actually happily, and they'll actually like thank you for asking, and they'll happily give you advice. So just something to keep in mind, like whether it's like your boss, or if you want to eventually be in their position, or some community leader or something, definitely never be afraid to ask for advice, because it basically always works out well. Alright, hope that helps. I'll speak to you soon.